Hello.
I was going to say, I was like, wait, who's saying
Who says hello
first?
first?
Yeah.
Who says
That's you,
hello
Michael.
first?
That's you.
Yes, I am on time for today's stream, and I'm not doing a secret stream behind closed doors, apparently, for an hour and a half. Oh, that was only mildly embarrassing. Anyways.
Okay, someone has the stream running.
Yes, someone does have the stream running.
It's not me.
Is it me? Let me see. Is it me? Is it me? Let me check.
I mean, I don't hear it. Like, are you saying that somebody's playing it in the background? Because that's probably I certainly can't hear
like
it.
someone's playing it on YouTube. Is that what you mean? Like someone has a YouTube.
Control a video device with your voice.
Okay,
you
okay,
need to
okay.
connect it first. In the Alexa app.
Hello, guys. Hello, guys.
And then TV
Hi.
and video to get
Hello.
Oh man, good start. Good start. First show, man. It's totally cool. Totally cool. Oh. How are you guys doing? How you guys
doing good? I'm doing great, actually.
We're living the dream.
Yeah, my comic is up and running. I'm getting pages for my artist, which he does letters too now, which is like incredible. He does, pencils, inks, colors, and letters. He does it all. So that's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great, man.
It's always nice to be able to have pretty much everything done under one wheelhouse. That's always good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see who's here in the chat. Area Blackness. Ooh, what's this then?
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool logo thing. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Dr. Ino. Hey, welcome. Welcome, Dr. Ino. We have liftoff. Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Okay, guys. This is something new because I needed content for my channel, and I like hanging out with you guys. And for the time being, we don't have the Dutch angle. I needed something else, and I was thinking anyway about doing something about writing, about comic creation, actual creation.
Mm-hmm.
And you both are comic creators.
Yep. At least I try to be.
Yeah.
Somewhat of one. I just mild, a little bit.
A little bit? No, man. You have some books under your belt.
just a few. Just a few. And I see we've got Marvin Wynn in the chat.
Marvin Wynn, hey.
Hello.
How's it going, Marv?
Marvin, you know Marvin?
Yeah, man. You got me in touch with him. I did reviews of his book.
Oh, right. This is true. Yeah, Marvin.
Yep,
I talk about your work, Marvin. I just love it. Let me see. Dr. Ino asks, hey, Mr. Brink, what's the poster in the background? Is that Lara Croft? Yes, sir. Original Lara Croft. Not the reboot version. She kind of sucks. And but this was the Lara Croft that's
yeah, you said on Twitter. You said on Twitter recently that she was a big inspiration, big influence on Perfect 10, right? On 10, right?
Yeah, right. One of the main inspirations for Perfect 10. There are several, but one is Lara Croft.
Mm-hmm.
So the dual gun wielding, for instance, the brown hair,
mm-hmm.
but also the attitude. And
I wouldn't have pegged that when I read 10. When I read Perfect 10 the first time, I always got like, and I think that I even said this when I did my review of Perfect 10. Is it felt like to me like Motoko Kusanagi meets superhero book. Like it very much felt like you took like 10 reminded me a lot of The Major, maybe a little bit more of an empathetic personality, because like The Major is very much introspective and is trying to kind of figure out why she is what about her is real and what about her isn't. But like the badassery, like even down to the design, and even when like she wakes up, reminded me a lot of Ghost in the Shell.
All right. I gotta tell you, man, Ghost in the Shell was not one of the
Yeah,
no, that's purely
I know.
coincidental.
Yeah,
we had that conversation. You're like,
it's
that's a really
yeah.
cool take, but not
Yeah.
even remotely. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's funny how people see influences for characters that you create that you didn't even think about. You know, like someone the other day told me, "Oh, he reminds me of Tom Strong." You know, the Alan Moore character Tom Strong. Like my
Yeah.
character Paragon Prime reminds them of that character. And I read the comic and I liked it, but I wasn't thinking about him at all when I created my Paragon Prime. You know,
Yeah. It's mainly the look, maybe
maybe
the art style, the chiseled chin.
the chiseled chin. It could be, yeah.
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 John Hansen's here. Hey, welcome, man.
Hello.
Excellent. And those thighs in the poster don't lie. I had to ask for confirmation. Yes, sir.
And that's from the comic, right? That's a poster from the comic.
Yeah. There was briefly a comic book series.
Who did that? Was that Image? I don't.
Yeah,
Dark Horse, or I don't.
I think
remember.
Wildstorm Studios had the
Wildstorm,
licensing for the character for a few years even.
Mhm.
She had this crossover with the Witchblade.
I remember that. Those were some pretty fun.
Yeah, man.
Pretty fun covers too.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Excellent
Good old
art.
Mark Silvestri. You can never go wrong there.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, what happened to Mark Silvestri, man?
I mean, he's been doing a few campaigns. He's been doing Darkness and Witchblade Omnibus campaigns on Kickstarter, and they're gorgeous books. I've got one for the Darkness that's signed by him in my room, and it's got silver inlay on the pages. It's slick.
I wouldn't mind some more Cyberforce.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, they did some sort of soft reboot of Cyberforce a few years ago, and they had different designs, and it was all mellowed down, toned down. I like that crazy stuff from the 90s, hot chicks and energy and explosions, and everything was over the top and so visceral, and the art styles, man, fantastic. I just love that.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Phonic. Hey, man, welcome, sir.
The annoying guy.
The annoying guy, really?
Yeah, he says the annoying guy is here, but the annoying guy is here. Who's the annoying
guy?
Annoying guy. I guess the question is who's the annoying guy?
Yeah, to some people. I love him just the way he is. So, Ron, for people that don't know you, tell a little bit about your creation, about your own book.
All right. Well, I am the writer and creator of Paragon Prime, which is traditional kind of golden silver age inspired superhero comic that I've been working on for a while now, and now I'm just really getting into it a lot. And it just, I for a while I had seen how the comic book industry is just DC and Marvel mostly have just been dragging my favorite characters through the mud. And now recently that what they've done to Superman is just criminal. And what they've done to Captain America, what they've done to that archetype, that aspirational archetype hero, right? And I just got sick of it. I just got fed up with it, and I just decided to do something about it myself and just create my own character to fill the void that those characters have once filled. So,
right. And the book is now in production, right?
Yes, it's in production right now. I got pages I got my artist is working on pages. So, yeah.
Awesome. Michael, where can people know you from? What comic book?
So I've done a few at this point. So my name is Michael Oden. I am the founder of Nine Realms Publishing LLC. And at this point, I have 2 books that are like hard copy books that 2 series. I have Elysian Fields, which is a like mythic battle royale book that's set in the underworld where all these heroes from epic mythology from across the globe come clash together at the behest of their gods of the dead to crown the next ruler of the underworld. And then I have most notably is my first superhero book. And the production on that finished back in August, and we've been having some issues with the printer and what have you, and we got our initial print of books and they were not up to standard. Ooh. So I ended up having to switch printers, and so we're waiting on getting the new books in, but the new printer has already sent me the print file. It looks fantastic. It looks better than what we especially a lot better than what we got, but like it's looking very professional, very good. So I'm really excited to get those books out to people finally. I do apologize. I know that everyone here on this panel is a backer of the Embrace.
No worries, man. But did you work with this printer before?
So the guy that messed up was actually the printer that did Elysian Fields issue 0, which is what's been so kind of dumbfounding, because the 0 issue of Elysian Fields was a beautiful book. It was very well printed. Its holofoil cover was lauded. And so when I got these books, and there were a lot of mistakes on the interior, and even one of the covers came out looking like crap, I was just like, I was beyond. Thanks, Dave. Kimasabi did do his review of the Embrace, because we sent out the digital copy to everyone back in August, and hearing him talk about the book was definitely humbling. And it's the first official review of the book, and I watched it with my folks, and I might have cried a little bit. But yeah.
Welcome, by the way, David.
So, who was your printer before? If you don't want to say the name, it's fine. But
I'm not going to air that out here. We can talk about that in the green room. It's like they finally got back to me after me trying to get a hold of them for a week and a half and apologized, and they tried to make things right. But I was like, look, I've already had to take measures into my own hands. I didn't hear from you guys for a week and a half. I'm not going to drag their name through the dirt or what have you. Because there was no ill intent. There was just a lot of stuff going on. And I don't, while I am very frustrated with how the situation happened, I don't wish them any ill will. And I don't want anyone to be like, oh, screw those guys, I'm never going to use them, because they are a good printer generally. I think that they've had a whole bunch of shifts in their business platform. And
so they're going through a rough patch right now.
Exactly. And so that's like I don't want it to be like, I don't want anyone to be like, oh, I'm never going to use that printer again. Because they do good work generally. I think that just right now, it was a whole thing of timing. They had a whole bunch of stuff going on, and they haven't risen to the occasion well. So I mean, I'm hopeful that I might be able to use them again at another point, but for right now, I'm going somewhere else.
Yeah, that's with comic creation, man.
So I got a question for both of you guys. What is the last comic you read?
Like mainstream or indie?
Any right now. The last comic you read, period.
Yeah. All the way through Expendables Go to Hell.
Okay. Is that by
That's Richard C. Meyer, Chuck Dixon, and Sylvester Stallone.
Okay.
Stallone and Dixon did the mapping of the overall story, and then Meyer and Dixon co-wrote the script, and that was actually fantastic. I had a blast. It was everything that could have hoped for from an Expendables comic book, and actually more. It had some pretty solid substance to it, which is not found in the movies. I love the movies. They completely own what they are, but like Expendables Go to Hell actually tugged at my heartstrings in one or two places, and I was cool. Like, wow, well played.
Great.
So yeah, I had very, very few qualms with that book.
And that was written by Chuck Dixon?
Chuck Dixon and Richard C. Meyer.
You know what? This is going to allow me to plug the fact that I'm going to have Chuck Dixon on my channel next weekend.
That's awesome.
Next Sunday. So that's going to be very exciting. Yeah, he's a great guy. We were supposed to have him on on the Sunday stream, but he had a family thing, so he couldn't make
he's
it. But
happy.
we rescheduled for next weekend, so that's gonna be exciting.
Oh wow, excellent, man.
Yeah. So
I
what
have to
about you,
check
Dave?
that
What's the
out.
last comic you read?
I read the last one was Graveyard Shift,
Okay.
and by John Malin and Mark Poulton is the writer. The art was excellent. I thought the story itself, because you have this fantastic premise. The premise is really cool. What if these classical monsters, like the werewolf, the zombie, Dr. Frankenstein, what if these were like X-Men, right? That's great. But I thought that the execution could have been better. The story was a bit chaotic. I thought it was too focused on a lot of action and things happening. I think it would have been better to slowly establish characters instead of just plunging in and make things happen. But it looked fantastic. So
well, I'm infamously. I mean, in my opinion, personally, Graveyard Shift is one of the worst comics I've read. Out of the, I really don't like that. Oh, he paused. Oop. He looks funny. He just
Michael,
I'm having internet issues.
Okay.
It wouldn't be a stream if somebody didn't have one. Anyways, as I was saying, Mark Poulton, I've talked to him a few times. He's a nice dude, but I read USA Assassin Part 1 and 2. Mike McMahon's art leaps and bounds and was fantastic between both books. Poulton's storytelling, very bland, very poor. And I think, Inchai Comic Guy did a review of Part 2 that stated a lot of stuff that I felt while I was reading it, but couldn't quite put my finger on. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that, you have this guy that in the first book, his family finds.
Oh no.
Wow.
What does the family find? We never know.
Oh.
Welcome back, Michael.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Are you sitting outside, by the way?
I am, but this is honestly one of the best spots for internet connections in my house right now, based off of all of my walking around and what have you. I genuinely don't know what's going on. We've had the Verizon people out here 3 times in the past month, and they keep going, everything's fine. I don't know why the internet's not working. But if I go anywhere else in the house, I get nothing. And so, but yeah, no, I think Inchai had pointed out that, you have this whole thing where his family's life gets put in jeopardy in the first book, and there's no ramifications for it in book 2.
Right.
The second book starts off and they're on a family camping trip and everything's hunky dory. Everyone's just good with it. And I'm just I'm fairly certain that if I was in that position and my wife found out that I had been lying to her for 20 plus years, and that lie put not only not only her life, but our children's life in jeopardy, I'd be evicted from my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's that? Where is that internal conflict? Because at the end of
Man,
the day,
that would have been a great story. Like you have this badass assassin, he totally kicks ass, but then his private life is just a mess. It's like dealing with relation issues and stuff like that.
I didn't read U.S. Assassin, but I did also read Sea Dog and Kill Switch.
Yeah.
I did read that, which he wrote, right? He also wrote. That was a little better, but I just feel his pacing is not on par, and that's something I'm very sensitive to whenever I'm reading a comic book or watching a movie or whatever. And one of the things that I try to really nail down when I'm writing a comic book is the pacing and the flow of the story.
Yeah, right.
That's something that's very important to me and I'm very sensitive to. So when I'm reading a comic that doesn't have good pacing, I notice it and it stands out to me and it takes me out of the story. With Graveyard Shift, there was a lot of plot holes, a lot of things that characters didn't make any sense.
There were some jarring moments.
Yeah,
in the book that something happened, someone did something, and the panel after that, the situation is completely different, and I'm like, what's going on? Yeah.
So I just Graveyard Shift was not great for me, and Graveyard Shift 2 was a little better, just a little better, but not by much.
So Dark Side's here, by the way. Welcome, Marinus.
Hello.
And Ryu, hey man.
Hello, Ryu. He's
excellent.
So
it's with Kill Switch and
Sea-Dog, yeah,
right. It was I talked with Clint, the artist. He's the creator of the Kill Switch team, the codename Kill Switch, and he basically brought the writer in, and Mark added Sea-Dog. And I just told Clint I really like this 90s feel of codename Kill Switch.
I think I know what you're gonna. You think that Kill Switch would work better on its own, not connected to Sea-Dog.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I kind of felt that too. They feel like They felt like two completely different concepts just kind of meshed together.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that.
Yes. Anyway, maybe this is something you would like to see, Ron.
Sure.
Let me share something. You were talking about earlier about how mainstream comics or corporate comics, they won't be mainstream for long, so let's call them corporate. That they mismanage these icons like Superman and Captain America.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah, I was saying it earlier. I had a tweet and also on Facebook how American Bliss is how you, as a creator, you're not an American. Yeah, there you go. Speaking of which,
there we
American Bliss.
I know this book. I know it.
Yeah, I was introduced to American Bliss through the Power Trip anthology that Dave was kind enough to send me. And I absolutely fell in love with this character, and it was like a 9-page comic, and in those 9 pages you made me completely fall in love with this character, where to the point where I'm kind of frothing at the mouth for more American Bliss. And
thank you, man.
But the interesting part is that you're not American, you don't live here in America, yet you created this really amazing, heroic, patriotic superhero when DC and Marvel are, DC got rid of the American way with Superman and Captain America no longer believes in the American dream. So, they're taking these iconic American heroes and they're using them as mouthpieces for hatred of our country, and that really bothers me. And I'm glad that people like you are picking up the slack where they've let it go.
Oh, thanks, man. 24 Eyes, Outcast Owls Live. Welcome to the show. This was basically for my universe. I needed this character that was typically America to me, my version of it, right? Mm-hmm. And she was this icon for like Captain America, And I wasn't really planning on giving her her own series. I just wanted her established in this universe.
Hmm.
But we talked. I talked with Michael, and Michael really loves Captain America, and so he had some ideas for a story for American Bliss, and it was so wonderful, man. So he wrote this synopsis, and we were just like, let's make this happen, you know. So yeah. So now the book is in production,
Hmm.
and the pre-launch page is now up, so people can sign up. So when the book launches, then people get.
Oh, you know, I
get
signed up already. You know, I'm
Yeah,
serious.
yeah.
I mean, we're doing really well. I think we're at like, what 40 signups in the first 24 hours. It's not a bad start at all.
Yeah. First 24 hours, 40 signups. Yeah.
So I know that I'm getting the Palrotics cover because I just am. But do you have any other artists doing any other covers?
The main artist Eric Hodson is going to be doing
Okay.
one. We're still trying to figure out he's still trying to figure out the direction he wants to go with it. There's a few different particular angles. He's really enamored with this one Silver Age cover. So I think he's going to draft up something that will hopefully add on to this here soon. And then there's also, I don't know if it's going to be a cover yet, but I have a friend who's a fantastic cosplayer that's designing a cosplay of Bliss that, like, when you sign up, that gets you a free mini print of her work, of her cosplay
As the character?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will be getting an art print of her cosplaying as American Bliss then, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes,
yeah.
that's
Okay.
the free sign up.
All right,
You get a little
that's
mini
awesome.
print of it,
Good.
and she's fantastic. Patricia's the best. She's one of my closest friends from college. She's really awesome.
Yeah. Is there any website or way we can see her cosplay?
Yeah, her. I think her cosplay handle is the Dorm Mouse, and you know what? Actually, let me. I follow her on Twitter, so I can put her Twitter thing in private chat.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Awesome. By the way, I love Chernobyl. Like, I think this is something me and Dave have run into before, where we kind of create similar characters. Not that I have a character like Chernobyl, I don't. But
Okay.
it's a character like it's the kind of character that I would create for my universe, which is interesting. He's a lot like Atomic Skull from Superman. Reminds me a lot of that character.
Yeah. It's the concept wasn't that complicated. You have this huge bulky guy with this dome with a skull in it. It's you've seen it before. It's the way you handle it.
Yeah, it's iconic, it's classic, it evokes, which is what I'm trying to do with my characters in my universe. Like, it's something that looks familiar, that puts you in a state of comfort when you look at the art, when you look at the characters, when you read the comic. And that's what I feel about American Bliss. There's this, like, it's like comfort food,
Right.
It's like a warm, like a warm hot cocoa,
And we have one question from area. Are there green ladies in American Bliss?
Oh, he must really like the green ladies. Okay.
No
does,
green
yeah.
ladies, as far as I know, anyway.
Not yet.
I mean, there's a character that I guess could become green, but we don't see a lot of her in the first book.
Ooh, exciting. So, Michael, you're the writer of this comic, and since basically the theme of this show is introduction, what was your process when you thought about how should I introduce this new character to new readers?
Well, so the big advantage that I had an advantage that I think a lot of creators don't have when they're bringing forward a brand new IP character. You had sent me the script for her short story in Power Trip.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that people were already going to be familiar with this character when I was writing it. So, like, I didn't have to really worry about your standard things of like, oh, what's her origin? What's this? It doesn't matter. She's already been established. We can kind of hint at what her powers are. And so what American Bliss Father's Pride really becomes about is kind of getting to understand who Kendra is. Area Blackness is intent on more green ladies. We will take that under advisement. But like what this really is, you know, you saw American Bliss as the hero in Power Trip. We saw that that in her 9 pages thing, and you still get to see more of that. Obviously, that like my mindset when writing this was like silver, bronze age, fun. But like, you know, anyone that knows me also knows that I have a very character driven approach when it comes down to my writing. And so a lot of this is also about kind of establishing who Kendra is, you know, what what are the things that make her tick? What are her insecurities? What are she has this relationship with this guy. How is that going? You know,
Right.
Even getting to know a bit about her family and her ties to her father's legacy, which is where the basis of that title line comes from, is, you know, she is a legacy hero. She is living up to the legacy of her father, who was effectively the Superman that came before her and everything. Like she is dealing with all of these things, and you know, she's that was kind of the whole point. Is this is her introduction from that standpoint. So now I have the challenging part of what I have to do is, you know, you had this character that people loved in that 9-page short. You know, they add, like, people raved about Bliss. Hero Geek was not the only person that was gushing about this concept. I saw people posting up on Twitter, like literally not a day went by where like a new piece of fan art or this came out about Bliss. And so the big challenge with this is getting people to know the character, building this character beyond the 9 pages and maintaining that popularity, maintaining that that persona that everyone fell in love with before. And, you know, Dave has been really gracious and has given me a lot of carte blanche as far as determining backstory and what have you. Obviously, everything that I do goes through him. I don't just do stuff. I'm not like Ryan Johnson or what have you. That's just going through and like pissing all over Dave's legacy. Every single time that I come up with a new idea for her, I run it by him. And if he gives it the green light, awesome. If he says, nah, I'm not really comfortable with that, which he's done a few times, you know, like this is his character. It's not mine. You know, like that's really the big thing with this is getting the audience to know this character on a personal level so that you are invested in her for more than just punching the bad guys. You're invested in American Bliss, not because she's an icon. That plays into it. You are invested in American Bliss because Kendra as a character speaks to you in some way, connects to you in some way. And so that's really the big thing that I tried to do here with this book.
Wow. I really love how you expanded on the lore and surrounding it. I had the basics. I had some background which you don't really see in the short story. It's not necessary, but if you write this character, you have to know her. So even things you don't see as the reader, the writer knows it. You know, it really helps formulate the story. But you were really expanded to the point you now need 5 issues to tell the story.
Oh, right? so it's going to be a 5-issue arc. Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is the first part of 5, and like Dave and I have even talked about, you know, like this is her initial series and what have you. But like I've even told her, I told Dave, is like, look, like I could keep doing this. So if you want to, like, if he wants to keep doing Bliss past these first 5, I'm all down.
Yeah. Now, this arc takes place after the mini comic.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Like right after, or a couple of months after. Or...
I would say a couple of months, at least 4 or 5.
Okay.
Would you say that that's about accurate, Dave? Because like she's been with the guy from the short story for a little bit now. Like,
okay.
Like they've
cool. I by the way, it makes me happy to hear that they're still dating. That was one of my favorite elements of the story, was that whole thing, because it would be really easy to write her kind of uppity feminist, like, oh, but
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because there's a scene, like, you actually kind of see a little bit here. There's a scene where she rescues a bunch of people, and as I said, she's a legacy character, and so like everyone's like, one of the running gags that I have, it was inspired from Justice League, where you had the Booster Gold episode where everyone's calling him Green Lantern.
that's a great episode. I love that episode.
And so like what I had to do is, everyone's like calling her some variation of her father's moniker plus girl, and so she rescues this group of people, and like two of them are just like one's a construction worker, one's just like a normal dude on the street, and then one's this like feminist, like ultra feminist chick. And there's like, oh, thanks, freedom lady, and it's like, and it's just like, you guys are so misogynist. It's Lady Freedom. And she just goes, actually, it's American bliss, but that's not what's important. What's important is that you guys are all right. I got to go fight a bad guy now. And then just zips off.
Priorities, right? Yeah.
That's cool.
You did a great job, man.
I am very excited to read this. I cannot wait. Very excited. What's interesting though, like Dave is up until now you've been writing your own stuff, right? Is this the first time you're working with another writer, or?
No. No? For the Power Trip series is
okay. That's right. Yeah.
For other writers. So Daniel wrote something, and Daniel Redelius is also writing a story about Pantheon. That's a different superhero. So I would like to have other writers on board, but I'm not really easy, I think, to work with, because I want to make sure everything fits. So
yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm working with other writers myself too. I have someone else. I have other people working on some of my other characters and fleshing them out and stuff. And for the most part, they're doing an incredible job. I have someone working on my character Kaolin, and he's doing a great job.
Right.
I have another guy working on Anime Sparkster. I don't know if you know who he is. He's working on a bunch of my characters. He's also creating his own. He said, like, I'm gonna create my own characters, and if you like them, they can be in the same universe. Like, and I like them. Like, yeah, they sound awesome. And I have another guy working on my Speedster character. So, and they're all incredible writers, and they sent me samples of scripts and stuff, and they've already turned in some scripts for the characters, and they're all like, they all get my universe, they get the characters.
So you do editing?
Yeah, well, yeah, I do editing and stuff like that. But Paragon Prime is the one that I'm in charge of. There he is. Anime, there he goes. Yeah.
Anime, welcome.
Yeah.
Anime, welcome. Also, welcome to Bristolian Dave, by the way. We have to start over. He missed the beginning. So.
Oh, we got to start over.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a replay button's for.
Oh, right.
The show goes on.
You could rewind. You rewind the video and start from the beginning, but then you'll miss.
Yeah. Just hang with us. But yeah, man. And to Dave's credit, he says, I don't think I'm that easy to work with. Like, no, you're pretty, you give a lot of carte blanche when it comes down to letting people write the script. But then when you're going through and doing the editing process, if there's something that doesn't match up, you're very quick to be like, and you're very professional about this. Like, you could easily be that butthurt guy that goes, excuse you, this is wrong, and you need to fix the entire damn thing. I hate it. But no, you'll be like, hey, so about this sequence here, I like what you're doing here, but it doesn't work because X, Y, Z. Like, we even had that when we were talking about the villain team that Bliss is going to be fighting throughout this. Is like we were going back and forth on ideas for specific powers for specific people, and you're like, oh well, I actually already have a character does this, I already have a character does that, and it was like, that's part of the creative process. But I wouldn't say that you're difficult to work with at all. You understand the rules of your universe better than anyone else, which is how it should be. So like you're constantly there as like a guide. you have a very laissez-faire approach when it comes down to the person writing the actual script, and then when they turn over the script, you take your time, you read it, you absorb it, you get to know everything about it, and then you start going through and be like, okay, this works, this doesn't. These are things you need to fix. These are things that can stay. And
I've worked with one writer who made something for me, and I was discussing things with him, and he just plainly told me that something just couldn't work. It doesn't work. That's so. And then the story just stops. So instead of telling me what doesn't work, give me something that does work. We have to build something together. So so when I see something in your script that doesn't really match up, I try to think of new versions of maybe workarounds.
Yeah, I mean, there were definitely a few times where you would be like, hey, how would you feel about having her do this instead? Or how would you and I was like, yeah, that's absolutely fine. And the way that I always see it is, again, this comes back to like, this is your character. You're paying me to do a job. You're my boss. Why the ever-living hell would I tell you, sorry, that's not going to work. I can't do that. No, even if it's something that you think is like, oh man, there was a line that I had in there. I won't go into too much because I don't want to spoil it. There's a line in there that I had that I really enjoyed. But you're like,
I know.
Yeah, I understand what you're going for. It is really fun, but like, think about this for a second. And I went,
it was a good scene. Yeah,
you're right. And so I had to go back and fix it. But no butthurt there. Like at the end of the day, that's what an editor is there to do. And especially since this is Dave's universe, he understands it better than anyone else. He is the creative Bible. It's his universe.
Yeah.
There is no arguing. If Dave tells you this doesn't work, it doesn't work. End of conversation.
Yeah, but the thing is, I love building things together with other writers, but it doesn't really happen much. So when it happens, I'm really excited.
Really excited, really into it.
This script, and I'm like, oh yeah, awesome.
I've been lucky enough to the people that I have writing for me right now are all amazing writers, super creative, super talented, very untapped talent, and they're all really like that. They're all really they let me know, and they're all whenever I give them notes, they're all really open to it. Like, yeah, totally, that makes sense. And they run things by me, and then I say yes or no, and then they fix, and then they adjust it. So they are very, really humble and really, really super talented. Yeah,
100%. Like, and as I said, working for somebody else, you have to have this expectation where it's like, if they tell you that they don't like what you've done, unless it's something that unless it's something that you are like, that is like the crux of a storyline or what have you, there's not really a lot of wiggle room with that.
Well, with regards to this particular story, I feel like it's mostly your vision, and it just fits, and I want to keep your vision intact as much as possible. And I basically want to stay out. All that my job is right now is make sure that it fits, that it doesn't conflict with other rules within this world. That's it.
And that's what makes you a good editor. Not to turn this into a pat Dave on the back every 5 seconds stream, but
go on, man, continue.
Go on ahead. I love it. But like that's the whole thing. Is I was Army. I was Army for 6 years, and my mindset with everything that I do in this industry is based around is like, all right, I don't want to work with you if you are not invested, if you are not as equally as invested in a project as I am. Like, if you don't want to, if there's any bit of evidence that I don't think that you are being as enthusiastic as you have been or should be, I'm just be like, look, take it elsewhere, because at the end of the day, if I'm paying you the money and what have you, I want you to be there right with me. I want you to read the script and be like, yes, let's rock this.
Hell
and
yeah.
the best way to do that, especially from an editorial standpoint for you and working with other writers, is allowing them to have their own vision, allowing them to have their own form of research. That's what this is from an art standpoint. It's expression. And so like that's one of the things that I have really enjoyed working with you. There have been other people that I have done freelance work for that haven't understood writing stories the way that you do, Dave. And so when they give me feedback and everything, sometimes they want me to change stuff that drastically alters the flow of a narrative or takes away weight from certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I end up having to get into an argument with them and explain to them 20 million times why that kind of a change could be detrimental to the story.
Yeah.
But you understand the craft of storytelling. And so long as a script's good, you're going to be like, that's fine. Here are the minor tweaks to make sure that it fits 100% organically in my universe. There's a give and take to that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Look, man, then you have people working for corporate comics right now that don't give.
Don't edit at all.
No,
Oh,
they don't.
God.
They don't edit. They don't really know the characters that they're supposed to write about. It's really weird, man.
Yeah, it's really, really weird. One issue that I've run into a couple times, because I'm now doing by the way, I am starting my own editing business. So if any of you out there have a script, I would be more than happy to take a look at it. To edit it, to proofread it, and to consult on it. I actually I don't know, do you guys know Voyage Comics Publishing?
Which one?
Voyage
Comics and Publishing. Yeah, they did the Phantom Phoenix comic. No,
I don't know.
It's fine. So I picked up their first comic and I did a review of that on YouTube and on Twitter. And I liked the concept a lot. It was great, but I thought the writing was a little weak. The dialogue was very stilted, very robotic. It was so they actually contacted me and they goes, would you like to help edit issue number 2? So recently, last week, they sent me the script for issue number 2, and I gave them my notes, and they're gonna go with a lot of my dialogue notes, which is pretty awesome. You know?
Wow, excellent.
Yeah. And that's their publisher. So, but one thing that I've run into with a lot of people wanting comics is a lack of commitment and passion.
Yeah, that's because they aren't brought in because they love comic books. They are brought in because they are activists and or they have the right skin color or the right gender. And
yeah, well, I mean, I haven't run into a lot of that. I've run into like just here is, you know, they send me like a bunch of unstructured notes and random thoughts, unfinished documents, and they make sense of it and help me. Like, well, you got to make this readable for me, you know?
All right. Yeah.
It's like, I can't work with this. There's nothing here.
Oh, so basically some people think that the editor means write the story for me.
Write the story. In order for me to work on your idea, you have to have at least it'd be nice if you had a draft of a script. Any draft, as long as it's a draft.
Yeah.
I can't do my job as an editor if you don't have something for me to edit. Is that? I don't. I mean, that's what my reaction would be. Is like just looking at this is like, so I understand. Like, I appreciate you wanting me to be an editor. I get, but what am I editing? Like,
yeah, and either a draft or a working like whoa, what happened there? Or a working treatment of some sort, some
stack of comics,
some kind of treatment that I can, something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the very least, story beats, and optimally a fully functioning script.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe you have somebody asking how.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to just drop my link tree. which
Yeah,
has
sure.
all my content there. Like I have my Patreon, Facebook, Twitter, all of that. So
I need to make one of those damn things. I keep meaning, like every single time that I
Yeah.
see one, I'm like, I should probably do that. This is a really smart thing, and then I just don't.
well,
Yeah.
I
By
got-
the way, I put both your Twitter handles in the description to this
Okay.
video. If people want
Fantastic.
to
Thank you
follow
so
you.
much.
So I
And
did. I dropped it on the private chat. Can you drop it on the normal chat, Dave? Right?
Oh, right,
So I
right,
think
right.
I can.
And,
Yeah.
and I also put up Hero Geek had asked earlier.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I have it
Yeah.
open in one of the tabs, so I'm gonna look at it
If
later.
if you want to even show off that for a sec, Dave, I could, like she did a fantastic Mara Jade cosplay back in May that she's got
Oh,
up on
wait.
the Twitter.
That's the link to the.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the
The
cosplayer.
cosplayer.
And you actually can see one of the things that she put up is the wig that she's doing for Bliss.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's up on her Twitter. It's not labeled as that, but I know what it is. Like 'cause she was telling me about designing it.
Dave, how cool would it be if you got like her to go to cons with you and cosplay as the character?
Well, I mean, she's like I told it like
Okay, let me
because
share this then. Wait a
I'll
second.
obviously be I plan on going to a convention at some point, and I told Dave is like I'd be happy to have Patricia come with me and what have you, and be a poster girl to get some.
Oh, this is the wig?
Yeah, this is her build. That's her building the wig.
Oh, wow. She actually makes that.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Like I told you, she is serious about this stuff, and she's fantastic. She does great work. Like
Amazing.
you know, she does phenomenal job on.
I can
all
put
of
her
this.
her Twitter handle in the chat if people want to follow her. Let me see.
Hang on just a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
sounds good.
course. Yeah.
All right.
Chat. There we go. Awesome. This looks fantastic, man.
Yeah, no, like she sent me a picture of the bodice that she did. And it's
The
she's
bodice,
nailing
the costume, you mean? Or
no, like the top part of it.
oh wow.
And she's nailed it. Like it doesn't have the stars on it yet. It's just the red and blue, but it's like it's hand done, and
I sometimes see bits and pieces, but I'm so curious, man.
hold on. I'll send you it.
I'm so curious. Stop screen. There we go. And this is awesome. An actual cosplayer.
Yeah, no, I mean she's phenomenal. And
Yeah.
like when we were doing this, it's like, oh, Patricia would freaking kill it as Bliss. And she's got the personality too. She's a spitfire. She'll kick your ass.
Oh, that's perfect.
So I just Facebook messaged it to you, Dave. So you should have her progress on the bodice.
All right.
Nice.
Let me check.
Very cool.
I have to start everything up, man. It's,
He's just like, oh my god.
send a photo.
Well, she's
to
yeah,
show off the Mara Jade.
The Mara Jade. So she's just making the costume herself, right? Like
Yeah, she does all of it.
So like that must be expensive,
sure,
right?
I
I mean, where's the money coming? For
I
the costume? Like is she just
helped
paying for
I
herself?
helped pay for it.
Okay.
Like it is she doesn't charge that much. Like she doesn't make a whole lot of money. She's not like one of the big professional ones that has contracts, but like she is smart about the material she gets. So like that's her building up the costume for Bliss. Look at how bright the textures are on those reds and blues there. Like she's absolutely crushing it. And then this is her Mara Jade one. Hold on, I'm about to share screen.
I can't believe it, man. It's fantastic.
I mean, you're turning one of my new favorite characters into live action. I'm gonna have a crush on her, aren't I? Yes, I do.
Like so that's her as Mara Jade.
Wow.
Awesome.
Like as I said,
Very nice photos. Wow, those are great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, Camilo Wallace.
Hello, I know Camilo. He's a good
Yeah.
guy. He's a good guy. He did some fan art of his character in Paragon Prime for me a while ago. It
Oh,
was
really?
good.
Oh,
Yeah, he
wow.
did.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
good stuff.
great. I think there's one more thing I want to show you guys before we. Let me see. We're almost at the hour.
Mhm.
But there's one thing that I'm working on right now. It will be launched, I think, somewhere next week. But I
What?
can give you.
Mm.
No, yeah.
What are you doing to me, Dave? I can't
What?
back all your stuff. What the heck?
No. It's
Have you
nothing
done
like that.
pre-promotion
Nothing
for
like
this?
that. There we go.
Oh,
So
Oh my god!
what this is?
website.
Look at that!
Oh my god,
Oh,
it's
it's
a website. That's so
beautiful.
cool.
You
This-
son of a bee!
Yeah.
This is
This
something
is-
I've been okay. So this is I have talked a lot on streams about crowdfunding is the starting point, but it shouldn't be the permanent business plan of any creator. The permanent business plan is to expand and get an online database going and all of that. Look at this.
Yes.
That is
Wow.
fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh
we,
my god.
Yeah, we needed the website. So we needed the
Uh-huh.
Jamie Comics
Oh.
website. So I'm not dependent on crowdfunding. We will still do crowdfunding.
Yeah, of course. But like this is the best way to expand because like now people can be like, hey, where can I get your books? And now they can get them at any freaking time.
Yes.
Anytime.
Exactly.
I am both so proud of you and hate you at the same time right now, Dave. All of this, yes. Also, screw you. I wish I had my 9 realms side up.
Oh,
Oh, man. This
Yeah,
is so
this is
cool.
something I'm gonna do too. This is beautiful. This is gorgeous. This is
Thank you,
fire.
Aria.
This is all the fire. This is all the fire.
Dude, I was about to get mad at you because I thought you were about to say that you were launching another campaign, and I was
No,
just
no,
like, "Dave,
no,
you've
sir.
done no
No.
pre-promotion. We've talked about this."
No. No, but I'm still working on this. It gives me long nights to work on it, but it's coming together slowly. So
Just
it's
look at that.
so it's a combination of the website plus the web store.
Mm-hmm.
So I can.
You are like approaching levels of like the guys at Icon Comics right now. Like you're, the guys doing
Common America.
Common America. Yeah, I mean you're like there. You're like there.
He's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
The only thing I will tell you, Dave, is when you set this up, expect to have like messages from me every other week being like, so when are we getting Sleeper Agent 2? So when are we getting that?
Yeah. I know.
Because I need Sleeper Agent. I need
So
more.
I can get like if I wanted to read Perfect 10, I can get the first issue. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, look at
It's
that.
right here.
Outstanding.
It's right
I'm
here.
I can't even.
So you can get some
This, all of this, it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you, man. So yeah, it's working. It's mostly working. So I still need to work out some kinks here and there, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
It's so damn beautiful. Oh, I can't.
Got Earthling up there,
And
You
some
can get
prints.
the prints.
Yeah, when I make prints for the crowdfunding campaigns, people can get free prints, and later on when I have prints left, I can put them here and people can still buy
And
them.
those things are super cheap to print out too, so it's like you can always just keep filling.
Yeah.
Words cannot express, Dave. You're like I know I'm just kind of like geeking out or having. I hope I'm not coming off as patronizing at all because this is what every single creator should be looking at doing. It shouldn't like your 5-year plan should be by the end of 5 years. I am no longer like crowdfunding is saved for specific collector items. Everything else is we're just the business paying for itself. People can go and get a hold of this online catalog. We're constantly expanding our marketplace, and this is how it should be done. This right here is freaking perfection. I love it. I hate that I'm not the first one to do it, Dave. Fantastic. Good shit.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
People are asking about the link. It's a domain. It's genuinecomics.com. But if you visit now, you won't see this. This is my.
It says coming soon. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, this is coming soon.
Don't
So
worry. I am going to be. You can notify it, guys. You can be notified about when it launches. You can be
sign up.
notified.
Yep.
So
Well,
I'm signing up right now.
I follow Dave on Twitter and on Facebook, and I'm not gonna miss the launch. I'm gonna see it because
Me neither, but I'm still signing up.
Yeah. Oh, is there a sign up? What I can?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like you go
down here.
Type in genuinecomics.com. It says that the page is coming soon, but you can sign up by email to be notified the moment it launches. So, done. Consider it done. I'm on.
Awesome. It's hard to draw. My respects. Thank you. Coming soon. Coming soon. Next week. I think end of next week. So,
dude, congratulations! Seriously, this is a fucking huge achievement. And
thank you, man.
For you to be the first person to do this makes me so unbelievably happy because you have been building Genuine Comics up slowly and steadily, and you've been doing a tremendous job with it. And if anyone deserves this from the people that I have met so far, it's you, man. Congratulations. That is fucking awesome. I hate that I'm not the first one to do it, but good on you, man. That is fantastic.
I'm a long way from doing that, but that's definitely in the plans.
Thank you, guys. Mr. Phonic asks, is Dave on
Twitter?
Yes, on Twitter.
At Genuine Comics. Yeah.
Yes, the link is in the description, Mr. Phonic. So, okay, guys, 1 hour, one show for 1 hour. Would you like to do this next week?
Yes,
I'm in.
Yes.
I'll if your website's not launched by then, I'm that's gonna be the first thing that I say on the show. And be like, hey Dave, where's that Genuine Comics?
Yeah.
That's a great opener for the next episode. Yeah.
Okay.
The website.
Okay. Goals. Oh, Twitter name, please. Twitter name is Genuine Comics. So
it's in the description also. So you should be able to
Genuine
click
Comics.
it.
Yeah, and then there's the link to my link tree. So if you need editing, it's there.
I also do editing and I do campaign design for people. So if you want help setting up an Indiegogo campaign or anything like that,
when I'm ready to launch, I'm going to come to you, bro.
Yeah, I've got a whole platform set up. So
all right, you do campaign editing now. Yeah,
I do. I do. It's a campaign charting service. I have 3 basic tiers. One's just like a trial where I design 6 graphics for you, and if you like those, you can use them on your campaign how you wish. One is a full-on I design your campaign for you, from everything from layout to tiers. And then the final one is I design the campaign for you, and I use my industry assets to get you to try and help you plan out your first week of shows, and help out with your closing week as well.
Wow,
nice. By the way, I gotta say, the reason I backed the Embrace was because a conversation that you and I had on Twitter.
I remember you had asked me to DM you because you had a question on whether or not the Embrace was an anti-hero vigilante or if he was a dark superhero. And I told you he's a dark superhero. Half of his personality is driven by a 8-year-old kid. So he's got that. Like that's really the fun that comes from the Embrace, is everything that has to do with David. Because Clarence is in this really dark place, and so David is bringing literally the story is about a son saving his father.
Yeah, and based on that, I was like, this is something that I'm gonna want to read. So
I can't wait to read it.
Forward to this morning, actually, I couldn't sleep last night. So this morning I actually read a comic that I had found out about a while ago, called Cookie. It's
What
about
cookie?
Goki.
The one you posted about this up on Twitter. It's effectively like the Spider-Man. It's
From
a
Puerto
Spider-Man
Rico.
type book from
Right.
Puerto Rico, and
Yeah.
he's after the frog. Like he has the abilities of the Goki frog.
Exactly,
great.
and it was really fun. I'm Puerto Rican myself, so this comic came on my radar a while ago, and I went to the website and I found out more about it, and I dug it. It was really really cool. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for something cool and fun to read, check that out. I mean, you can get it at the Cheeto Comics. I can drop the link.
Sure, man. Yeah. With the book has one cover of Power Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Pyrotics, the amazing Pyrotics.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah, give us the link so we can give it to the chat. By the way, Ron, next Sunday.
Next Sunday is the date the Chuck Dixon live stream.
This Sunday?
No, next Sunday.
Next Sunday. No, this Sunday is you on.
Yeah,
that's
right. That's right.
Right. So just so people know, so next Sunday you and I chat about your own book and your own stuff on a drink with Brink.
You need to get my buddy Gilbert on here for Galactic Ruins of Mayhem. Gotta get that guy. He's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. His campaign is his campaign funded. So yeah.
Oh, great. Did you give me the link? All right.
Yeah.
Here it is. Cheeto Comics.
Yep.
Let me put it in the comments. By the way, can't you put things in the comments?
No, it doesn't let me. I can't type anything in the private chat.
Oh,
no.
Okay, weird. Anyway, guys, so here's the link to the comic that Ron likes. I want to thank you, Ron and Michael, for doing this with me for the first time here. I think we did great.
This was super
This
fun.
was a fun, man.
Yeah,
this was super fun. I like this.
Had a blast.
And special thanks to the chat for being here, for watching, for the comments and the feedback and the questions. We love you guys. So, and we'll be back next week, same time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Sounds good.
Everyone satisfied? Okay.
Sounds good to me. Yeah.
Okay, guys. See you next week.
Later.
See ya.